So hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are doing very well. So welcome to our new art class. First and foremost, as I have already shared with you, you all will spread a newspaper below. There has to be a newspaper wherever you are working. Secondly, the second point was your margin, your date, topic, teacher sign space has to be there on every sheet. Thank you so much. Now we will come to the next. Today we are going to start with the topic typography, right? So you will write down the date, you will write down the topic, and you will leave the space for teacher's signature. Now students, whatever I'm going to tell you today, because it's a new topic for you, I would request you to make points for the same, right? So what is typography? Typography is the style of writing alphabets. Now there could be so many of your own styles also, but there are more than 36,000 styles of writing alphabets. So alphabets can be written in any way, like you can just write them. A simple A can be written down in so many shapes, forms, in serifs, sans serifs, in calligraphy style, and so on. So when we keep on practicing writing alphabets, this style of writing alphabets is known as typography. Now, coming to how to give a beautiful typography style to our work. Now, this work could be for your projects, for your even when you're making some cards for your friends, or you're making some folders, posters, or even bookmarks. One thing, when you're making charts for your classroom or for your boards, which I really have noticed in all your classes, is because you must make a straight line. Because see, now I have also, what happens is that when we are making a straight line, we at times go in broken lines. Now broken lines will obviously not look good. So there is no harm in using a scale. Please use a scale for drawing your lines. Now when you will use a scale, you will always remember one thing, students. Please make a top line which is very lightly made, which only you can see. Generally I have seen students making lines which are so dark. Now when you make a dark line, first of all, it appears very untidy to see, because we are not here to see the lines, we are here to see the typography. Then secondly, when you try to rub it off also, it leaves a mark. So why should we make it so dark? It is so easy to make a light line. So this is not to be done. We will hold our pencils very lightly and we will make straight lines. Then secondly, you will draw the top line and you will also make a bottom line, right? So this will tell us how big our alphabet is, and secondly, all alphabets are going to be equal. Third point, please make another line very lightly, a little above your more than half the margin from the bottom line. So what you will have is, you will have 3 lines, right? Now, secondly, one more mistake that you people do when I have seen your charts in your classrooms is that what you do is you make the top line, you make the bottom line, and then for the next word, you start on the next line. And then you make another line and so on. Now what will happen is that suppose you are writing something in capitals or in smalls. You have written very nicely, you have written this. But suppose you want to write a G or some other alphabet, it will come down to the lower. Here you are, suppose you're writing another alphabet. So what will happen is that when you're going in the flow, you will try to, change your alphabets a little bit here and there to make it even. That should not be there. So to avoid this, we must have a little bit of a space between our 2 lines, right? Have you all understood this point? So this is also has to be taken care of. So here we will start how to make alphabets. Now I will make a proper line for you. Top line, bottom line, and a line a little above the middle. Right? So we have made these lines. I hope they are, of course they are very light, but I hope you can see them, right? Good. Now, fourth point is that whenever we are starting to write any alphabet, please ensure that all your alphabets are of the same width. Width means this. What do we see is at times we have written very beautifully. We have written very beautifully. But then some alphabets are slim, some alphabets are thick, some alphabets are very broad. That looks very untidy. So we must have the same thickness for all our alphabets. Right? I hope these points are clear to you. Fifth point, you must have all the alphabets written in the same style. Like I'm writing all this, then maybe I start writing D in a different style, or my word, whatever different style of writing alphabet comes, and then I change my style. That does not look good at all. We must have the same style of writing alphabets. Another very important point in typography is known as serif. Serif. S-E-R-I-F. What are serifs? Serifs are the add-ons. Add-ons. Add-on means what? Add-on means, suppose I am writing an alphabet. Right? I have just written an alphabet. Thick, bold, and very nicely neat. But I'm a little bored with it. So I can add on a little bit style to it. I can add on a little bit of a style to it. I can create some kind of a border. I can create some kind of a, any kind of extra add-ons to it to make it look a little bit more attractive, decorative. I could create a flowers. I could do anything with it. So those are known as serifs. Right? Then another thing that I can do is, we have already learned tones in the previous classes. Now, suppose I have a alphabet, a simple alphabet that I have written. Now I want to do it a little bit more creative. So I might just start visualizing there is a source of light. If the source of light is on top, where does the shadow fall? On the opposite side direction. So what will I do? I will create a shadow for my alphabet. I will create a shadow for my alphabet. And I will give it a little bit of a darker tone to whatever color I am coloring my alphabet with. Right? So once I give this shadow, a simple way of giving a shadow effect, it gives a raised effect to the alphabet, right? We can do it anyway. Sorry, excuse me. Any alphabet you take, doubling gives us more area to work upon our alphabet. When we do it in double alphabets, then we have a choice to color them, shade them very differently. Maybe we could start from light to dark. So that is why. And now this is the second shadow effect I'm telling you about. So if the source of light is, we are visualizing the source of light is from behind. So the alphabet will come like this, and we will darken the shadow part. Similarly, we will do to the other part also. So hope these shadow points is clear to you. Then one more thing, girls, we can add textures to our alphabets. Textures meaning, like I can create a brick wall effect. I can create like suppose I want to write about history. I want to make a project on history. So history, and maybe I start a project on monuments. So what I can do is I can give a little bit of a texture. I can give a little bit of a texture of building, of walls. I can make horizontal lines, and the way we create a wall, I can show the brick effect. That also creates texture and more symbolism in our alphabets, right? Suppose I want to create some alphabets for a birthday card, right? I want to give to my friends. We just made cards for Mother's Day also. Now, I can select any style. Maybe like, let's say I selected a style like this. So all my alphabets will be in the same style. You know, I will make all my alphabets in my own style. So what will I do? In this shape that I have picked up, I can pick up a shape of a flower, I can pick up a shape of a star, balloon, anything. Suppose I'm making a birthday card, so I will take the shape of the balloon and I will create my alphabets in this balloon. So if I'm writing A, if I'm writing any alphabet, B, C, the outline of my balloon or the outline of the shape that I have taken will be the same. Rest inside, I will create that cutout so that my alphabets, you know, can be seen. And when I color them, it gives a beautiful effect. Now, one more thing when I come to this point of birthday cards and other things, significance of colors. Do you know significance of colors? Because every color has a significance. Like I have seen in your classroom boards, you are writing about beautiful quotes on hope, on you know, love, care, but you're writing with black. Why? Black is a color that symbolizes you know, evil, dead, something which is not right. But yes, you're right, white is a color of peace. So we can't do it in white. But the thing is that we can do doubling alphabets so that it shows. I can color it in, you know, in yellow color and give it a black outline so that it looks in my classroom, it looks very beautiful. I can use my black marker pen to outline it. Now, if I have to make a project on history, I will use colors which are, you know, earthy colors. Earthy colors are brown, green. Suppose I have to do a project on geography, I will use green and blue. Suppose I have to make a card for my younger sibling, or you know, maybe I have to make a book cover for nursery rhyme. I will use colors which are, you know, yellow, orange, pink, purple, such colors which attract the children. So please, whenever you're making something, think of the colors that you are doing. So I hope these 10 points that I have just shared with you, if you want, I will just repeat them. First thing is about your lines, not to make them dark, right? Second point was that when you draw the lines, you will use the scale and you will make 3 lines. Third point was that you will leave a little space. You will leave space between 2 lines that you're writing. Next point was regarding having the same width of alphabets. Another point I shared was having the same style of writing alphabets. Then creating serifs, add-ons. Next point, you could also give shadows. You know, you could give shadows to give a 3D effect. In the same point, I raised that we could create some texture. Then we could even create some shapes and significance of colors. Now, one more thing that I wanted you to practice was, girls, that I am using the same sheet to practice. We can also do doubling alphabets. Now, how do you do doubling alphabets? You can use 2 pencils, and suppose you are unable to use 2 pencils together, you can put a rubber band over it, right? And holding 2 pencils together, you can just, you know, see the different styles you can create. You can create a style when you're holding the 2 pencils together. We can have one style like this. Another style that we could have is holding the 2 pencils together. We could create a calligraphy style. And when we will color or shade it, it will come out so beautiful, so beautiful. And you can make doubling alphabets in very less time. Right? So these curves, when you color them, they come out very beautiful. So this holding the pencils together can also give you a lot of creativity. I hope the class was good. You enjoyed it. Now, you will look at this video again. You will note down all the points and you will do another exercise of writing a quote. You will take a very simple small quote and you will write the quote in a selected style of your choice in your art files. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. God bless you all.